What's going on, guys? It's been a little while since I made a video, and last one was pictures. So what I'm looking at is the front of a motor, and this is the frame out of the Ranger. This front section, flimsy as fuck. You can move everything. Like, if I gave that a kick, I could bend that in, and it's not because it's just rusted. But the only thing that's rusted on is the surface off it, paint and whatever. It's honestly not rusted that bad, but I'm telling you, flimsy as fuck. So I'm going to try and do something with it. Either I'm probably going to weld off the centerpiece and weld supports out or something. Because if I was ever hit from the side or ever tried to push something, that's just going to fall apart and bend. So anyway, I've just been puttering away at stuff. Like, I pull off the power steering lines, or one of them anyway, and then there's another one right here that I got to get at, and you got to get a wrench in behind the power steering pump. That goes down there to your rack and pinion, I guess it is. And yeah, so it's sort of a guessing game for me, because I don't really know what I'm going to need for the TDI motor. So I'm just going to try and keep all the lines and everything, and then I should be able to plug them into the power steering pump on the TDI. But anyway, it's coming. So I got the transfer case off there, and the four-wheel drive transfer case. And I got the drive shaft just sort of chilling here. Popped it off around there, marked where it was. You can see the output shaft on the transmission there and all that fun stuff. Drive shaft, look how rusted that is. It's crazy. Anyway, this cross member we kind of bent a little bit, I think. Maybe. Actually, maybe not. But I think they're getting pretty thin. I don't know. Once I get tapping on them and seeing what's going on here, I might have to replace that cross member or else build my own. Same, definitely with this one, because you can look how thin it is. That was already there, but it's starting to go through there too, and just look at it. So anyway, I do have some metal. I got that piece right there, which is actually about as thick or thicker than the frame. And I also got some that right there, which would be pretty good for plates. I got there's a few other things around. I'm gonna get another cross piece for that, I think. My buddy's got one, so anyway, it's coming slowly, very slowly, but if I actually come up here and worked on it more, it would go a lot quicker. You can see the rear ends are sort of chilling there, and it hardly looks like a truck anymore, I'm telling you. But gotta clean the frame all up, gotta pull the fuel lines out, the brake lines, everything's gotta come out of the frame so that I can actually get at it and clean it up. What a time. I say like this is a big job and all that, which it is, but honestly, I'm sort of enjoying it, so I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying it is a big job. So if anyone was to just say, yeah, I can go do some work to my Ranger and whatever, or truck, anything, you get into a lot of stuff that you didn't foresee. Like, for example, those cross members going, because just looking at it from underneath when I bought it, you wouldn't even know, because this rust, it's fell off since we started beating on it. It was right over that. You'd never see the holes. You'd really have to sit there and tap on everything to pretty well find anything. So anyway, the motor's about to come out. I'm just going to pull off the other power steering line and a couple mounts, and got that chain mounted in the back, and then I'm going to find somewhere in the front. Not quite sure where yet, but then I'm going to grab, actually, I don't know, maybe that beam, and I got to come along over there, and I'm going to sit there and ratchet it up out of the frame. I'm going to post her online and be like, yeah, I got a good running 4-liter Ford Ranger engine, and I'm going to put her up for sale. The automatic transmission does work, but it slips, and probably maybe just needs rebuilt, or it could have been the lines and everything too, because they were in pretty rough shape. So some of them were leaking too, and I know these transmissions need their pressure in order for them to work right. So the transmission honestly might not have that much wrong with it. So anyway, that's what it is. One other idea I was having, it's just a brainwave. I don't know if it could be on or if there'd be enough room. But when I look inside it, the cab of the truck here, in the back, that's where the seats normally go. Well, I'm wondering, instead of having the little flip down bucket seats, I was wondering if I could just sort of run one long bench seat that went right across the back, and it was a little bit like smaller that way, not as wide, and maybe you could actually sit facing forward, or at least a little bit forward, instead of having to be twisted. So I don't know, it's just a thought, and it might not get the Ranger seats, it might be getting TDI seats out of a Jetta or something if I can find some leather ones. So I was kind of thinking about that, and I was thinking, well, those new seats, it might give me a little bit more clearance in the back, so maybe I can actually put in a half decent seat. His girlfriend's like, oh yeah, not enough room back there for anybody. So I imagine I could work with what we got here and get a little bit more room. Anyway, still lots to be on. Still got to get the parts truck. Still got to get the parts car. Still got to do all the welding and patching on that cab. Everything needs undercoated. Everything needs painted. Frame needs put back together. Sandblasted in some places. And anyway, that's it for me. It's a pretty short video. But, the transfer case there. Just giving you an update on what's going on. There'll be more to come. Have a good one.